Hey, what's going on, my hungry friends? Today we're gonna make a classic chicken parmigiana. It's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be sweet and cheesy, and we're gonna make this in under 15 minutes. If you like, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So let's go ahead and let's make it. All right, my hungry friends, we're gonna go right into it. So today, right before you, you're gonna have everything you need right before you, okay? We have our panded down chicken breast. We also have some flour, Italian crumbs. We have Parmigiano Reggiano. We have some fresh parsley. We also have ricotta cheese, and I got some Vermont cheese already grinded down just for you, okay? And I'm not gonna bore you with that, it's already done. So we're gonna go get right into it, okay? So first we're gonna do is we're gonna actually take some eggs. You can use one. I'm gonna use two just in case we don't have enough, but one should be sufficient. This dish, we're gonna try to minimize our platage. A lot of, utilizing like some plates and extra stuff that we don't need. Okay, so let's go ahead and crack some eggs for you. All right, and next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna actually lightly beat the eggs. And when that's completed, it'll look like this. This is the consistency that we want with our eggs. Okay. And then now we're gonna go ahead and season our flour. All we're gonna do is just add in some salt. I'm gonna add some pepper. And then we're gonna whisk it. Just lightly. A little bit more salt won't hurt. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to flour our chicken breast. So what I like to do is just take a spoon. You're not creating so much of a mess. I'm just going to pour it on. Okay. And you're going to flip it over. Do the same thing with the other side. Okay. And once we apply the flour, we're going to actually make sure it's fully dredged into this flour. Okay. So when you're looking at this and you're applying this flour, make sure you dust it off all the way. Okay. Put it to the side. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to remove the excess flour. Okay. We don't want that all clumping all over into our plate. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our chicken breast, put it to the side. We're going to get rid of the flour. Okay. I'm going to put this back onto the plate. Again, we're just trying to minimize, using too many plates. And all we're going to do is we're going to apply our eggs. Okay. One, again, is all you really need, but I used two. Got a little bit extra just in case I need a little bit more. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to cover the chicken with our egg wash. Okay. Real simple, my friends. I swear, I think a second grader can do this. I'm showing you fellows and folks and gals at home, and a really easy way to do it, especially if you want to make a dinner under like 15 minutes or so. And this is definitely one of those dishes, and it can look really nice on your presentation afterwards. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Italian breadcrumbs, and we're just going to sprinkle it over the chicken. Okay. And make sure it's completely covered, because we're actually going to put it back into this bread bowl when we're done here. But we just want to make sure it's good and it's pounded in, right? Okay. Then we're going to take the other side and we're going to put it right into our bowl. Make sure everything's covered. I don't know. Krista, do you think I covered everything? Everything good?
Yes,
okay. Good deal. Okay. Let's get this onto a plate. And we're going to do the same thing for the second side. And shake off the excess, just like we did the flour. Okay. And I want to stay tidy, my friends, so you see me clean. It's because I like to have a clean workstation every time I cook, so that way it stays organized and I know which way to go. It's nothing worse when you start cooking, and you start getting frantic and the oil starts bubbling up and now you're racing and then you'll start forgetting things, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so now we're done with the flour, we're done with the egg wash, and now what I want to do is I want to make our topping for the chicken parm. Normally what people would do is they'll shred up some mozzarella cheese and they'll throw it on top and they'll throw it in the broiler when the chicken is done. We're not doing that today, so we're going to do a little spin on it. And what I did was I have about a cup of ricotta cheese. I've grinded up some Vermont white cheddar cheese, and we're actually going to put this in this batter of the ricotta. Okay, and we're going to add that in there just a little bit more. Okay, that's all you need. Okay, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano, just a little bit, a couple pinches. All right, and we're going to reserve the Parmigiano Reggiano for after the dish as well. Okay, and of course I reserved some parsley, and that's again is also going to be part of our topping. Additionally, with our ricotta cheese batter, we're going to add in some salt. Always add salt. I love salt. It just wakes up every dish. Some pepper, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix it up. And as you can hear, my oven's already going off. You want to preset your oven to 500 degrees because once we start frying our chicken Parmigiana slices, it's going to go really quick. It's going to go about 3 minutes on each side. And I'm going to reiterate that here in a second. But if you look at the consistency of this batter, okay, so you can always add more, but once you put too much, you can't take it back. So I am going to add in just a little bit more Parmigiano Reggiano, and I'm going to add in some more of my Vermont white cheddar cheese, and it's going to be really creamy. At the end, you'll notice the bite, and it's really neat. And I've made this a few times, and it always comes out really, really superb. All right. So my hungry friends, we're going to go ahead and go into the next step. We're going to fry our chicken slices. I'm using some really good chicken here. It's fresh. They have never been frozen. So we're going to go put this on the stove, okay? All right, so the next step, what we're going to do is we're actually going to place our chicken in the fryer. I'm using regular oil. And when you're placing the chicken into the pan, you want to lay it away from you, okay? And the oil we're using is about 1 inch into the pan, and we're using a hex clad. I love this pan, but just put it in. And we're going to go about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And to prevent any splatter, we're going to put in our splatter guard, okay? So in about 2 or 3 minutes, that'll be done. What I've also made, and it's going to be aired into another video, I've made an actual classic sauce as well, and that's going to go in towards the end. I mean, look at that. I just used San Marzano tomatoes, some garlic, some basil, some spices, and that smells fantastic. And that'll be towards the end, okay? So give me about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to show you the next step. Okay, so the next step of the process, it's been about 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to quickly fry it onto the other side. And it's going to go really quick. You want your oil to be right around 350 degrees. And that should be done here in about another minute or so. We did have a little extra oil in here, so it'll kind of cover the top a little bit. But that should be about done here in about 30 seconds. And then at which point, we're actually going to take this, put it onto our cookie sheet, and we're going to add in our cheese batter on top of it, okay? So about another 20 more seconds. Let's get our cheese batter ready. Okay, that looks just about done. It's about 30 seconds. Okay, now careful. It does cook a little quick, especially if you thin it out. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Could I have done it a little bit lighter? Yeah, but we are using a little bit also darker breadcrumbs. Okay, so we're going to turn the pan off. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our cheese batter. Okay, So all you do, just put it right here. You don't want to go full scatter on this, but you want to do just enough for the cheese to melt. Okay. Okay, there you go. I love cheesy. I'm a cheesy guy. Does that make sense? Cheesy guy. All right, so anyhow, but you know, this is just one technique that you can use. There are many different techniques to make chicken parm. It's just the version that I made today. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and place our chicken into the oven, and it's gonna go right about 5 to 10 minutes or so, right around 500 degrees, okay? So go ahead and follow me over to the oven. There you go. And it'll be done in 5 minutes. All right, see you shortly. All right, my hungry friends, so we're about 8 minutes in. This is what the cheese batter looks like. Okay, just gonna go and take it out. Turn this off. All right. Okay, so now that we had taken the chicken out of the oven, it's been there for about 8 minutes or so at 500 degrees. Now we're gonna go and start our plating, okay? And so what I've done was I got one of these little cookie little rings or whatever. Use, you know, I don't know what you can have. You can even use like some type of bowl or something of that nature. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna place into the center of the plate, and I'm gonna take my homemade marinara sauce, again, which I'll show in a different video on how to make. And we're actually going to somehow make this look pretty, okay? In my mind, this is how I visioned it. And I know when I eat my chicken parm, I like to take my chicken and dip it into the sauce. All right, so we're just doing a light little layer around the plate, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're now going to now put our chicken breast right dead smack in the middle of it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our chicken breast and put it right in the middle of our plate. All right. We're going to add a little bit more Parmigiano Reggiano. And I'm going to add some parsley. On top of that, we're just going to clean our plate. Okay, now this is my classic Parmigiana with a twist. All right, so now we're gonna go right into my backyard privilege, even though we're inside the kitchen, right? So as you can see, we have the amazing sauce, we have the chicken, we have the melted cheeses, and we also have that awesome, amazing, freshly ground parsley. But let's go ahead and taste it. And I'm gonna start on the thicker end. Yep, it's moist, it's hot, piping hot. Get in there. Ooh! Feels like I had brought Italy to Middleton. Let me tell you, I like how it's seasoned. It's perfectly seasoned actually, within that flour batter. But let me get a taste a little bit of this cheese with the sauce. Just one more bite here. Oh. Let me tell you, this is absolutely delicious, my friends. Really easy to make. But listen, if you like what you see today, please ensure that you're subscribing to my channel. And more importantly, if you like this dish, ring that bell. So until next time, my friends, have a great one, and I will see you on the next shoot. Have a great day, everyone.